Hello, welcome to We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
And I am Stevie Wildcard.
Every week, Stevie Wildcard and I get together and we do our best to take all of the various issues that life throws our way. And Steven, you know what we do with those issues? We
What do we
take
do
them.
with them?
Oh, Steven, we serve them a delicious, delectable breakfast, but we spike it with vampire blood, just little droplets, like imperceptible amounts of vampire blood, just enough where they don't taste it. It might spice it up a little, but they taste it. They do digest it. They digest it, and it goes into their body, changing them biologically into vampires, unbeknownst to them. So when they go outside, they explode in the sunlight and we destroy our powers. That's right. Steven, why have I never seen that in a movie? Why is no one spiking people's breakfast drinks with
It's like a CIA hit job.
Yes. It makes so much sense just to be like, how are you gonna get that guy? Oh no. Just like trace amounts of vampire blood.
Dude, what if spontaneous combustion just is that?
That's a very good point, Steven. What if that's what it is? The CIA is like, they're onto us. Kill him. Put him.
Oh, it's the human gases, and they build up in the body, and they just spontaneously combust. Greg was a vampire. He didn't know, but I do, because just before he blew up, he went and then blew up.
Okay? He showed me his teeth and hissed. Greg has never done that in history of Greg.
In fact, he hates cats specifically because they're a hissing animal. Snakes,
he is
nothing.
Not a fan of the hiss. But for those of you who have no idea what we're talking about, every week we get together and we do our best to overcome the various issues and obstacles that life throws our way, and we freaking get something done. Most recently, we've been working on a supernatural kind of D&D inspired action comedy comic called Deathless. We are on issue 3 now. We're working through it. We're trying really hard to get it done. Steven's been just painstakingly working through these pages consistently. Steven, speaking of that, what have you done this week?
So I finished the page, and then I also I had been working on that Blade Deadpool drawing just off and on for like a few weeks now. So I also finished that this week. So.
Nice. Yeah, dude, I saw that. It was so good. So yeah, we've kind of pitched Deadpool a couple times, or Blade Pool a couple of times on the show, and I was last week, was it, or like the week before? We were like recently we talked about it, and dude, it would be such a fun idea, and we need to do it. They need to let us do it. They will one day. One day Marvel will be like,
one day they'll give
you the keys to this particular castle, and be like, ha 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 ha, and we're gonna panic, Steven. You and I are gonna panic for like a solid month, and then we're gonna get it all done really well. It's gonna be perfect. But anyway, this week, dude, I wanted to start writing issue 5, which is the finale of Deathless. I wanted to start really getting it written. But what I did instead is I reworked the outline in my head. I just had one of those eureka moments where I was like, wait, I have such a better idea for this. And I just reworked the last the third act of the outline basically. And I sent it to you, I sent you
my awesome
idea, and I was just like, I think it works. I think it's going to be such a fun ending. I think it makes sense for all of the characters. Everyone's used properly. Everything's, comes together in a fun way. And I'm just like, I think people will like it. And I'm excited. And it sucks that it's so far away, it's just God. But
yeah, we're at least 2 issues from that point.
Yeah. But that being said, we are working diligently on issue 3, and if you want to help us, make this comic a reality, you'll have the opportunity to support us on Kickstarter when we launch, hopefully kind of soon. I don't know when. I know we planned on launching the movie first, right?
I think so.
Yeah, that's our plan.
I think that is the plan.
Yeah, because we're trying to get as many of the pages complete. We're trying to get the book basically done before we launch a Kickstarter, so everyone can just get it as soon as humanly possible.
With the cool part being, I'll be able to start working issue 4 while the Kickstarter is running for 3.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's written, so that's freaking. I can't wait. It's so cool. But yeah, that's the great part about getting so far ahead. So yeah, both of us totally succeeded this week. It's another super success.
Victory.
We did it. But yeah, dude. So that being said, otherwise, what we normally do is we talk about what we went through this week. Steven, anything special or funny or odd happened to you? You have any weird thoughts this week, Steven?
We celebrated Brandon's birthday this week, and I think this is really funny. So something I do together with Tina now as well. It's so awesome that she's joined us in this. She started playing with us too about 6 months ago. But my brother, sister, and I usually get together once a week to play Pokemon Go.
Mhm.
So my brother's favorite Pokemon is Bellsprout. He's this little grass guy. It's a very common Pokemon, but it's my brother's favorite. He loves Bellsprout. So
Awesome.
this month, the community day happened to be Bellsprout. And the community day is when, like, for 3 hours on a given day, only that Pokemon spawns, has a high chance of being shiny. It learns a signature move when you evolve it. It's like
Nice.
it's day.
Yeah.
And so Bellsprout is a plant, okay? Brandon's birthday was the 18th, so how perfect that it was his birthday month. But the community day was on the 20th, okay? So 420. The little plant community day was 420,
Naturally.
okay?
Okay, I got it.
I'm not sure if it's Bellsprout or Victory Bell. One of them, their Pokedex entry is number 69.
Nice.
And the signature move it learned from evolving was Magical Leaf. So, like, someone up somewhere in Pokemon Go definitely knew what they were doing. I mean, they
100%. I know
they
exactly.
picked a plant-based Pokemon on 420 to learn the special
They
move
know how to
called
cheat your
Magical Leaf.
song. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so we had a great time doing that. Then we went back and had meatball subs and stuff for his birthday. I actually bought him a Gem Mint CGC graded. Granted, it's a common card, but it's from 20 years ago. But I got him
Yeah.
the first edition Bellsprout
Oh,
CGC
that's
graded.
heck yeah. Dude,
Yeah,
that's
it's cool. So
that's
it's something cool to have, you know. And
yeah.
yeah, so yeah, he had a good birthday, and then my birthday's this coming weekend
Yeah,
actually.
dude.
So
Oh, yeah. I like how old are you gonna be? You're gonna be 37.
7.
Yeah.
Oh, I get to suck 37 dicks on the way to
In
the
a
parking
row.
lot.
I better be at least two of them, Steve. I'm not gonna get a mustache. I'm gonna get it's all me. It's just
Just you changing your
because I
costume
keep
over and over,
changing my
like that
clothes.
Peter
Like,
Griffin, like the Family Guy joke where you think it was Peter doing it over and over again, but it was just a bunch of people that looked like him.
for those of you who are not familiar, go watch Clerks. How dare you? How dare?
Yeah,
How very dare? We're gonna have Kevin Smith on our podcast at some point, so you have to watch all of his movies. At least watch some of his movies. Watch Chasing Amy.
Chasing Amy's so good.
Watch
Dogma's good. I love
Clerks.
Dogma too.
Dogma's really good. I think Dogma holds up. I think Jersey Girl's so much better than he gives it credit for, or anyone gives it credit for. It's
See,
actually
society beat him down enough for him to say, "Yeah, I guess it's bad," but no, Jersey Girl was a cool movie, a
the
good movie.
funniest thing is Jersey Girl is I know it's one of his most commercial, like mainstream feeling movies, but like it's one of his better written movies. Like the dialogue works the best in Jersey Girl, whereas like a lot of it's the acting. Like, dude, I've been so for those of you just like joining this colony situation, we've been talking about making a movie recently for a while. We've been talking about making a movie, and I've been trying to do like research, right? I've been trying to figure out like what makes acting work and what makes a movie look like a film slash movie, like a movie rather than just like a home video. You know what I mean? Like you ever watch those independent movies, like the really low budget movies where it just looks like a home video, like it just looks like someone filmed it like us, like with their like camcorder, you know?
It has to be frame rate, right?
Well, it's something to do with one of the things that happens is a frame rate issue, but the other things that happen are I've noticed lighting, deliberate like compositing, like choosing your shots decently. You know, like some people just simply don't frame a shot well. Also something that hadn't really occurred to me that I've been noticing more and more is just like interesting backgrounds, like interesting sets, and like decision with lighting. You know, like a lot of really low budget movies take place in people's homes where they just have blank white walls, you know, and it's funny because like you don't notice it when you're watching, you're just like, ooh, this looks weird. But when you watch like a movie, look at the background and stuff, and like they always have like really nice homes and really like cool, interesting stuff going on, or
Like
like there's yeah,
decorations
like
and
decorations,
like
or there's just like fun lighting, or they also use deliberate shots to make it interesting, you know. So it's strange, but I've been really focusing on like acting and why, and this is a literal like it's a mind fuck, dude. Like I don't know, I don't understand what it is. Like you ever like it's so funny because even good actors like I mean Nick Cage is obviously like the most famous version of that thing where it's like, oh, he's a good actor but he's also a crazy terrible monster actor. Like what is this guy doing? Nobody knows. He's screaming randomly, you know. But I don't like I'm trying to figure out what it is about a performance that makes it work and like what it is specifically about like comedy performances that make them work. And like so far all I've really kind of determined is that like feeling more natural and like authentic is always funnier and always works better in acting, and not necessarily believable, like, oh, that guy's definitely a scientist or whatever, but just feeling like they're comfortable in whatever skin they're in, like saying the words that they're saying. Like, I think as long as the characters like understand what they're saying and aren't simply reading the words, like, like
Mhm.
as if like they're
Putting the proper inflections, like in a
yeah,
how you would in a normal
how you
conversation.
would say this thing, and it's really interesting because I've been thinking about it, dude, and like how okay, for I'll give you like a perfect example of this thing I'm about to say is like, think of the line, "Why so serious?" Right?
Hmm.
The Joker, like Heath Ledger, gets a script. It says, "Joker, why so serious?" He could have said, "Why so serious?" He could have said like
Hmm.
a million ways, but he landed on this specific way. He could have said it 3,000 different ways, and like just with various inflections and all this. But he found this one, and of course, it becomes iconic in hindsight, but it's so
And
interesting.
just think about how he builds to it too. Like when
Yeah.
he finally says the why so serious, like you see the insanity. I mean, the scene starts off insane. Like he's crashing this party. He's got a knife. Like what's
Yeah.
happening? Like he's just breaking. You already know that this guy is completely unhinged, and like you already seen him earlier in the movie do these things, and then he builds up. Like if the movie I think started off with why so serious, it might have been harder to take, but that buildup of that scene, like him saying that, just adds to the crazy that's already happening, and it just,
Yeah, dude, and
man.
it's funny because like the more I've been thinking about this and like watching stuff like that and trying to figure out like why they choose certain things, the more I'm like going back over my script and I'm thinking like, okay, I see what my character has to be doing here, and like and how, because for a second, like for a while I was writing it where I was like, okay, well, my character was living in one reality where like there are vampires, and your character's living in another one where you're just listening to this story. But like I realized I was like, well, it would work better as a comedy and in like feel more authentic if if I sounded more natural, as if I were saying like all of these things as if she was cheating on me and not being as ambiguous with it. Like if I'm, because like, and I was thinking about it, I was like, obviously I have similar stories I can pull from my own life and just kind of be like, yeah, dude, it got real weird, like, and just kind of like, and talk more naturally rather than like getting, big about it. And I think my fear, like what I'm trying to stay away from is I don't want to be like, hey, this is funny, watch us be funny. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
I want it to be funny, and I do want it to build because there are
You don't
cartoons.
want, I mean, you want it to be slapsticky, but you don't want it to feel slapsticky while it's happening. Like
Exactly. Well, like I think like I want to be able to balance the tones appropriately as it's necessary. Like I don't want the whole thing to be
this
like,
kind
oh,
of goes back to power creeping, honestly. Like if you already start off like over the top, like, oh, she's a
yeah,
vampire, and then like things happen throughout the movie, how much crazier can you?
yeah, and yeah, exactly, dude. And that's like, so I want to make sure that we're starting as grounded as possible, and then like building toward this. Like I like the one thing that I think this story has that's kind of special is there it does have this fun like from dusk till dawn-esque moment where it's like it's fully believable that my girlfriend's just cheating on me, and
Mhm.
I'm just like going through this weird thing and my friend's talking to me about it, and of course it's reasonable for your character to not believe me, really, and it's like, come on, this
I
is
mean, we're in the real world,
we're in
basically.
the real
Like this,
world, this isn't,
we're
yeah.
to assume this is not something that exists in our quote unquote universe in
Yeah,
this movie. So,
exactly. And and I like that we get to play with that whole trope of, the person not believing, and we've talked about that and all that stuff.
mhm.
I like that too. But I like that it's like we can be very believable and kind of like grounded until we see the vampire, and then it becomes this like, hey, let's like twist into this like over the top kind of like fun horror comedy situation,
Mhm.
and the one thing that I've been kind of like beating my head about is like, I wanted to I it's supposed to be like a horror comedy, but it's like mostly just a vampire comedy because it's like, it's not, there aren't horror, like there are no scary elements, and I think that's where I've been like, I don't know, should I add some, should I make it, like should I make it feel more.
You can add jump scares to like the windows and stuff like
Yeah,
that very easily, you
very
know.
easily. And like I know, like, yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm thinking. I was like, I can do that. I do want the vampire to be scary. We still haven't cast the vampire yet. We were talking about asking Edwin, right? And that could work, if he's willing to come. I want to design this freaking thing and figure out what we're doing. But we have to do it anyway. I've just been thinking about that a lot lately, and like acting and like,
There's it. By the way, I'm gonna send it to you because I like maybe not most of America, but a lot of America have Temu, and sometimes I find like ostrich stickers for like 50 cents, and it's
oh,
awesome
cool.
because I can send ostrich stickers for like super cheap.
Yeah.
Um, but I found this full like neck bald like vampiric demon monster
Yeah.
looking thing that I
Oh,
feel like if we bought it,
oh,
we could
dude, and
cut,
yeah,
cut the nose
that
area
sounds.
out.
Yes, that
It's
sounds
only like $9 and it's a full latex like neck thing. So like head.
really.
So
That's a
I was
good
thinking
dude.
I'll,
No,
I'll order it. It might take a couple weeks to get here
really.
just so we can
That's
mess with it.
a.
But
We should. I
yeah,
like.
then you paint it and then you make up to the skin and then
Dude, one.
spirit gum right here and
So
then
it's
like
it's like full like forehead.
it's a bald full head mask with
Okay.
with sharp pointy ears,
Yeah.
cool little like spike
Yeah.
brow, basically like
Yeah.
Joss Whedon vampire brow. It looks like it's supposed to be like a demon of some sort, but it's very humanoid looking.
Oh, I love that. That's exactly what I'm thinking. And then
And yeah,
I want to do that, pretty much exactly that, but I also want to do like a nose thing. I don't want it to have like a human nose. I want to do like a like almost a
there
bat.
you go.
Like so then we can just do that, add a nose to it, and then like
You can
cool
play, yeah, you can just
and cool
work with
mouth.
like
And then
liquid
like
latex or something like that
context.
and like
Yeah.
form our own,
Oh,
But yeah,
for
I'll
sure.
order it then. I'll see if I can still find it. But yeah,
Yeah,
I'll order
for
it.
sure, dude. Yeah, order that. We'll see if we can like doctor it up, make it into something. And like because most of the scenes don't have a vampire and it's just the two of us. So I do want to, I don't know. I don't know when, like maybe next month or whenever you're free, really. Like I want to like get together and like just film a couple of like quick things, like just for fun,
Yeah.
just do
I
it.
think the only day for sure, I'll let you know for sure because like scheduling obviously comes as the month goes. But yeah, we can make a day.
Yeah. So yeah, dude, I don't know. Like I want to figure this movie thing out. Like I know I'm what's funny is like some people get on like I'll say specifically specifically Levi gets on me. And they say like, oh, you have to go out and just film it and it'll like, you'll take a step forward and it'll change things and like and that's true. However, I want it to be good. I want it to be good. And I understand, and I don't need it to be perfect. I just want to make sure that I'm prepared, and I'm not yet. That's the thing. Like, this is the kind of production where we do need costuming. We need better lighting. We need better equipment because I don't want it to look like it's just a whole movie. I want it to look like an actual film. And I've been learning, and what I've been doing that I don't talk about a lot is I've been watching numerous YouTube videos about color grading, about like general composition. I've watched like I think probably 12 full videos about how to shoot in a car, like how to film, like better ways of lighting cars, and most of the time they're driving and such, but I'm getting a lot of fun ideas about it and how to make it look a little more cinematic and a little more just I want to up the production quality a little as much as possible. I want it to feel like a real movie, and of course like a huge part of it's going to be our performances, which I feel like we can pull it off because it's mostly us anyway, right? But I am nervous. I am nervous that it's going to be like, what if we film it? We're not going to know till we do it, of course, but like, what if we film it and I'm just like, crap, we suck. We got to do it again. Crap, And I guess
I say, wait, I mean, I say just for like the comfortability and things like that, shooting the test scenes and like kind of going with like what Levi is saying. I think a really good, and I said it before, but I really do think a good effort would be to try to do like a semi-serious production on one of our cover songs. To
yeah.
do a music video of and like like do some light planning, some lighting like that you want to do, some scene locations, and then just film it. And then yes, if that's not going to be perfect,
No.
but we'll have something to put on our channel that we have two songs that we've recorded that are both pretty awesome, comparable to the Lost Boys cover.
Yeah,
And I think we should do it. I think we should like do that and like
what's the next
do a
one?
lot of I don't know, man. They're both I kind of like the Depeche cover
Oh yeah, that one's
more.
really good. I like that one too.
Quality wise, I think it sounds more like it's produced
Yeah.
better, but I might re-record the instrumentation for Hungry. Like, and I think if I do that, like, it's like I have like so much going on the instruments that like if I like clean it up and get some more clean, like solid guitar recordings and stuff, I could probably make that sound a lot better.
Yeah.
But
Dude,
vocally, it's great. It's just I feel like there's a lot of the guitars don't sound like they're recorded professionally. I know they're not, but they sound more garage demo-y than normal.
I don't
So
know. I have to listen to it again. Maybe I'd redo the vocals. I don't know. It's been a while, but
I mean,
okay.
you could come here and do the vocals on
Yeah,
my
dude,
like
for sure. Yeah,
RE320, you know.
that would be awesome. Speaking of wolves, just real quick, let's do because and it's not even a real pitches get stitches, but I've been thinking about this freaking idea for like all day. All day I've been thinking. Actually, it's been like a week because I had this idea.
Pitches get, pitches get, pitches get, pitches get stitches, pitches get stitches, pitches get stitches. This is our new theme song because it's the best theme song ever. All right.
So
It really is though.
so every once in a while, Steve and I we spitball, we talk about an idea that we've had, during the week or whatever. Normally it's idea for a movie or a comic book or whatever it may be. Steven, I had this idea. I kind of like I tweeted about it not too long ago because it's been on my freaking mind. I just think it's so like it would be such a perfect idea because it would be so funny to see it in real life that like I want to see it in a short. Like I want to see an anthology, right? Except for like just one of this. It could be like an anthology of monsters, like whatever it is, vampires, or like zombies, werewolves, like whatever you want. But I want one segment where it's a reality show and it's like Big Brother, right?
Okay.
It's standard Big Brother. These people have to be in a house together for 2 months or whatever, right? And they're in a house together and they're doing like the talking head segment, like the confessions, and there's this woman and she's just like, oh my gosh, like Brenda is such a piece of trash, like I can't stand her, she is just garbage, like I can't believe she's just like, so she starts like just like heaving and she goes, wait a second, what day is it? I didn't expect to make it this far in the show. I have to go, you have to let me out of here. And they're like, wait, what do you mean?
Can't leave the house unless you're voted off the island.
Exactly. And she goes, no, you don't. And she just like transforms into a werewolf. And so the rest of the segment, like the rest of the short, is literally all of the cameras you see in the house. And so it's all found footage, like reality show, but it's a werewolf running through this house, just ripping people apart. And then, of course, like you cut to the survivors in a room wherever they are, just like, what do we do? We only have to survive till it. Like, what is that? It's a freaking werewolf. Shut up, Brenda.
Giant wolf. You're trash, Brenda. You're trash.
So, like, I just like the idea of like, now you're in this room. It's like, how do we stop a werewolf? Well, we don't. We just survive until the moon goes away. And like, well, what else could we do? Could we escape? Can you outrun a giant, wolf? But it would just be so cool to watch something like that. And I can imagine like this person, or I can imagine, okay, in that scenario, she knew she was a werewolf. That's why she's like, oh, what day is it? What if it's simply like a person who's like, oh yeah, oh my gosh, before I have the craziest story, before I was on like the show, like I thought I was gonna die. We were on our way here and we hit something and I got out of the car to see what it was, and something attacked us, and there was some kind of bear, and so like they got attacked before she came to the house, so she had no idea.
Okay. She had no idea that it was even.
Yeah, she didn't know she's gonna turn to a freaking werewolf. She thought she got bit by a wolf, So she's like, I didn't want to go to the hospital. I was fine. I survived. We drove away, and I can't outrun a car because my car is the best, or blah blah blah, whatever. And it's just like, yeah. So
I don't drive a trash car like Brenda.
So like, and it would just like, and I don't know what it'd be called. It couldn't be called Reality Bites, but that makes so much sense. Like Reality Bites.
Reality Bites. That's pretty good though.
Right? Like
I think the only thing, I mean, this would be amazing as a short, but I think it'd be really funny if you like if someone from dusk till dawn, somebody with a reality TV show, like literally don't even tell the people on the show. Like literally film a reality show and then finally like come on episode 10, make it like a non-reality show basically, and like just
Okay.
all the people involved, like, okay, actually, this wasn't a reality show. You all get paid whatever much money. However, it's a werewolf,
It's a
and we're just going
werewolf.
to do this crazy situation on national television, and no one's going to be.
That would be amazing. Okay, why? What they could easily do that with ghosts. Like why not do Big Brother, but in a haunted house? Like, just like make them think, like, hey, this
Dude,
is
why haven't they done Big
this
Brother Haunted House?
Big Brother haunted house. This is a
Bro,
haunted
I
house.
almost feel like you should edit this segment out because someone's gonna hear it and just make millions.
It's gonna happen. Okay. Just send me $10. Like, just give me.
Just send us, dude. Just convince one of your friends at Marvel to let us write Deadpool. That's it. That's all you got to do for that idea.
God. But anyway, yeah, that's that idea. I just wanted to get that out because I was like, I've been thinking about that, and it sounds like it would just be so much fun, to do to do a segment of that. All right, Stephen, before we go, our friends at Don't Make It Weird, the Don't Make It Weird podcast, who have been kind enough to have us on a few times, who are, one of the best friends we've met on the internet in general.
Absolutely.
Dude, they're about to celebrate their 3-year anniversary of their
That's
show.
so awesome.
It's so freaking cool. And like, I love that, like, we've been kind of on this, like, podcasting journey together, like we're trying to, we help each other. We're trying to grow, and we talk about things. We get to, like, we have people to confide in and, like, complain to, it's always nice to have, like, actual friends. But they're about to do a live show. Well, by the time this airs, it's tomorrow. It's Thursday night it's Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So please go check that out. I'm definitely going to be there. I don't know if you're going to be working or whatever, but like,
no, we should. Well, what time is it? What time does it start again?
8:00.
8 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah,
I should already be home. We should have the girls because the girls do gym on Thursdays. So yeah, Tina and I should both be home. So maybe we'll probably both watch it.
Like, yeah, watch it. Like if you're watching this right now, make sure you check out their show on Thursday night. Go say hi. Say, we have issues sent you. It doesn't matter. Like, just say hi to them. Just tell them congratulations because they're incredible. They do so much stuff to support the writing community and just provide, like, a fun freaking show that makes me laugh literally every single time. Like, I love them.
They're just such a great collective of people. I love really each and every one of them for their own individual and incredible reasons. Like, they're just all they're all such amazing humans in their own right. Of course, Sean and Dina would love to say that, Daniel is a POS, but Daniel is like
a POS is what Daniel.
He's a piece of shit. No, Daniel is incredibly kind. I actually got to go see Coheed with Daniel because you couldn't go, my sister couldn't go, and I had these tickets. I'm like, bro, I'm in Atlanta. Let's meet up. And like, yeah, got to meet him. It was awesome.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah.
Yeah, they're all amazing. So make sure,
Sean, I got to meet you still, Sean. You're the only one. You're my last Infinity Stone, Sean.
But if you're not already subscribed to their channel, I'll post a link below. Please go subscribe, show up to their live show if you can. If you can't, just, subscribe, hit a like sometime, say hi. They're really great people and they deserve all the love in the world. Otherwise, Steven, we do have a few questions. Do we have time for the questions?
Yes, let's do. We did pretty good today. we considering we talked for like 40 minutes before we even started recording.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. Okay, hang on. Let me get the questions up.
Every week we gather around the campfire, and instead of telling stories, we ask everyone out there to to ask their questions. Sorry, I got dark there. Quackula is like starting to take over my brain.
We ask everyone to beg.
It just becomes death metal song. We ask them questions. Or they ask, this theme song is messed up, and this is actually the word for word how it goes. I haven't missed a note or a beat. It's questions from the colony.
So every week we take questions from the listeners. We call it a colony. We're trying to build a community of people here. We we have a running joke. It's true that we're starting an ostrich cult, and you're a part of it. If you made it this far in the episode, welcome to this far.
You've drank the dirt flavored Kool-Aid.
100%, and it is not delicious. This is not great, but people continue to drink it, and we are thankful for all of you. So
we sweeten it with salt.
So some of you were kind enough to beg us to answer your questions.
You like, begged.
Please answer this. No,
please, Quackula.
So we do have some questions we're going to answer. We're going to get through them. Let's see. Question the first. Daily Downing asks, Choose the mythological or legendary creature that becomes your pet from any culture or time period.
It's super tough, but I'm leaning towards a griffin because it sounds like a badass flying mount.
Nice.
It's like a
That's
Pegasus with
yeah,
style, you
that's
know?
for sure, dude. Oh, what would I choose? What would I choose if I really wanted
Or
to?
Fenrir, just straight up the wolf that
Ooh, it's just
brings Ragnarok, basically.
huge, right? Like, isn't it? It's
Just giant.
like
It's like Clifford the Big Red Dog.
yeah,
Dude,
it's
why
like
haven't they done
Galactus.
Fenrir the Big Red Wolf?
I mean, because like my first thought was like, I want a centaur, just because like he shouldn't be a pet. But I'm like, shut up, horse. Shut up. Horses.
You're an animal, buddy.
You know, people are always shushing horses. I'm always just like, shush, 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 shush,
The
shush.
centaur speaks like Greek, so you can't even understand him.
I can't understand him. I'm patting his face like he's a horse.
He's like
The whole time he's like, I am a king. I'm a noble knight where I'm from.
like all these like epic subtitles, like you ignorant American.
I have my doctorate.
Turns out that centaur wished for a mythological creature and it was you as a human, so you think you're each other's pet. So, like
Amelia Rose, hi Amelia, asked if you could have any artist cover a Backstreet Boys song, who would perform it and what song would they perform?
My go-to is too obvious. It would obviously be Claudio and Coheed and Cambria. Right. So let's think of something different. What's
well, cool okay, wait. What are your favorite Backstreet Boys songs? Because like the first one that came to mind was the Everybody Backstreet's Back Tonight. Like
Backstreet's Back, I feel like is the cool, edgier one, right? Like it's the cool, edgier song. Isn't Shape of My Heart a Backstreet Boys song? Now let me show you the shape of... I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I relayed no information to you in regards to the song. I just sang the title, which is the whole hook. Oh, looking back on the things I've done.
Okay.
I was trying to be someone. I think that'd be a cool cover song.
That sounds like
I think it'd be really cool if who's the band that sings Dear Maria?
Oh yeah, All Time Low.
Yeah. Looking back on the... It would like
I can see that.
A slight tempo, you know.
About them, about All Time Low and like the Dear Maria song. If you don't know the song Dear Maria, Count Me In, you should go listen to it like 100 times in a row.
I mean, TikTok, I think, got everyone with it, but if you're like one of the stragglers.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I just happen to love that song. So I'm just like it's great. Now, what's amazing about that song / them is they know. They're so aware of it that they're just like, we're going to play it opening this show. And we're also going to play it to close the show because we know you want to hear it. And I'm like, that's so cool. Like, that's so real of them to do that, right?
It really is. Like, I mean, you like our other stuff. We know this. But let's start the show with the most energy possible. And let's end the show with the most energy possible.
Like, this is the song. Like, we hope you love our other stuff. It seems that you do. You're singing along. We all appreciate this. We're going to reward you with this other song that we also like because we wrote it and it's fun. You know, like, come on. All right, let's see.
It's like the opposite of bands like, what you call it?
Radiohead
refuse to play Creep, which is crazy to me.
Thimker asked, what's the best thing about living in Florida?
So we catch a lot of flack, but like,
and that's the best thing because we love flack. We
love the flack.
Breakfast.
We
that's
eat
what we
that flack.
Delicious flack. It's actually my kink. Give me that.
I will say, outside of the months that are coming, outside of like June, July, August, and September, we basically have like pristine, comfortable weather like year round.
Yeah.
Like, except for those 3 months. That's why California is better than us because they have that all year round. Yeah, but we are like that. We also have like this perfect mix of like nature, city, beach. Like there's like hiking and woods and trails, but then awesome coastline beaches. And then like we still have like cities like relatively close to us. And like aside from that, like most of the people aren't as crazy as the Florida man appears. No, like at least where we are. We're not in the middle of the state. The middle of the state could be, we are coastal, so we are surrounded. It's a melting pot on the coastline.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And it's, I mean, people are like all over, you know, like you're going to find those people no matter where you go. And like, yes, occasionally I see a flag for some political thing that I'm like, oh, this is annoying. but that's out, that's the exception, not the rule for
yeah. Now maybe middle of the state, in fact, as you go more east where we're at, like until you get all the way east and then you're back to where we are basically. But yeah, like it's really not that common here. Like it's not like it's Mississippi or like, something like that in the everywhere in Florida.
Right.
So like honestly, a majority of that, even though we've gotten a lot more expensive, just like everywhere else, we don't have a state income tax. And then we also don't have like any, like most things are relatively inexpensive here. Not so much anymore because everyone's moving here. But for a while there, we were kind of enjoying some pretty decent,
for sure,
prices for things. I mean, we're still cheap.
My favorite thing about living in Florida is that Steven lives here. That's
yes,
the best
that
thing
too, and Anthony lives here. And
so, okay, Charlie Crossbones asked. He said, "When he finally enters the MCU, who would you cast as NFL Super Pro?" I don't know anything about NFL Super Pro.
NFL Super Pro is a character that came into the Marvel universe in 1991.
Yep.
He's basically Captain America, but with obviously some football knowledge.
Right.
So
just though. He's
I think
not.
I think the obvious debut for NFL superhero is a Deadpool movie.
Okay.
And
that does feel pretty yeah.
NFL superhero comes charging in, and it's played by Travis Kelce, obviously. And then we get Taylor Swift as Dazzler on the stage performing, and then boom. That's like
that really is. That sounds like something that might actually happen, which is
that actually could happen. They have predicted a plot hole
that
in Deadpool.
Could actually happen, which is really funny. I mean, I hope it doesn't happen. Just because you know why
I legit do want Taylor Swift as Dazzler though. I'll stand behind that.
Oh yeah, she can do whatever she wants. But you know what? I've had it up to here with the internet. Like I'm just so sick of it. I'm just like everything has to be so divisive and frustrating, and everyone has to argue about everything. I'm just like,
just let people like stuff and just let people not like it. It's crazy.
It is, and it gets so frustrating. So I'm like, I get to the point where I'm just like, well, this is gonna grind the internet's gears again. Like here we go. Like and it's just another.
You gotta hear people be pissy about something.
Exactly, and that's all. So and then of course, no matter what, it makes me slightly enjoy things less because I'm like, oh, everyone's so annoying about this. But all right, let's see. We only have a couple more. Cold Spot Paranormal Research asked Jake Paul or Mike Tyson, who is going to win? First of all, obviously Jake Paul is going to win because he's getting all the publicity and money, and that's all he cares about. So he wins in general. Who would win a fight between the two of those guys? Mike Tyson. Like it's insane. Mike Tyson like if you've ever seen Mike Tyson as a human person boxing, he's unstoppable.
It's not even in my algorithm, but a couple times on TikTok, I've watched Tyson videos just came across it. And like, dude, just watching granted, it's in his prime, but still watching those kinds of fights, it's like you wouldn't even know what. Like I would just curl up and die because there's really nothing I can do in response to that human. Like
just watching how quickly he can duck under a rope and then throw a punch. I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'd be like, I need to breathe, Mr. Tyson. He'd be like,
it's about that moment I realized I fucked up.
I bet you're wondering how I got here.
Yeah. And like dude, just watching, and then you'll watch shit like he'll go like this. It's almost like Goku shit. Like he'll go. And the guy's like, oh. I'm like, oh my god. This is a man who like literally gets punched for training, and he just like Tyson just 2-inch punched him, and he's dying now. No, like unless it's fixed, even Tyson at the age he's at, he still has the fighter in him, and like I'm not much of a watching boxing and everything like that, but Tyson, like unless Jake Paul has really like thought about like a stamina game where he's gonna try to wear him out for rounds and then take him, there's Mike lands one like solid punch and like it's over. Tyson wins.
And everyone knows that. Everyone knows that like the only way it's gonna work is if they have like this headgear and stupid gloves and all the it's who cares? They might as well just do Rock'em Sock'em Robots for money. It's like no, like what's the difference?
May as well just debut on WWE.
Yeah, pretty much. They should. That would be fun actually.
Logan's already on there, so I mean,
yeah. All right, so the last question we have is Fowler Jones asked, how hyped are you guys for Deadpool and Wolverine after watching the new trailer?
Dude, I legit didn't think I could get any more hyped. And then I saw that trailer, and I'm like, oh my god, this movie's gonna be a fucking Deadpool masterpiece. Like this is gonna be.
You know what's funny? Okay, so like for me, I almost never watch trailers, right?
Mhm.
And the exceptions are when I have no idea what a movie's about, and I'm like, I just want to get like an idea of the tone of this movie. And then the other exception is I can watch all of the trailers for Deadpool and still be excited to watch all of the movie and not feel like I've missed out on
Well,
anything. Like,
don't you feel like even from the trailers I've seen, I feel like they've shown us nothing, but it's because they know that they're fucking Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds,
yeah,
and just saying fuck off a few times on the trailer with a cool couple of cool action sequences. That's all they're gonna need anyway. Like I
oh
feel like
yeah,
we haven't seen anything.
no,
Like,
not really. I mean, like,
yeah.
no, we haven't seen enough. We haven't seen anything that would actually like give anything away sincerely for sure. You
Mm,
know, we've seen some things that like we can make inferences where it's like, okay, this
mm,
is this is interesting. It's odd to see Ant-Man's giant skull in the desert.
yeah.
Like, like that's really
Surrounded by like mutant villains from all the previous movies too. There was Lady
yes.
Deathstrike, Azazel, like
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Pyro was there,
Yeah,
Toad, like
dude, it's going to be so interesting, and I can't freaking wait. And like, what's really cool is it's obviously setting up something for the future of the MCU, which I really enjoy. Like, I like where they're going with it, and I like that they're involving Deadpool in such a way in the MCU. It's
of all
cool.
characters, it's the best character to like kind of poke fun at where they've been, and
Yeah, and it's funny because like after last week, I learned like, dude, it's so funny how people will make assumptions based on like how you word things, or it's just like people some people, not everyone, a lot of people, anyone still watching this is like, oh yeah, you guys aren't going to talk a bunch of crap about the MCU, but like a lot, if you're like how to save the MCU, people assume you're being sexist or like, just like
Mhm.
hating every movie that's has come out and all this. It's not the case, that's not like where we come from, or like, what, how we feel about the
Honestly, the biggest
general.
problem is like the biggest problem has absolutely nothing to do with any of that, but everything to do with like they feel it just does feel like they're aimless and they're trying to get the next big bad. And it's like, let's
Yeah.
let's pull it back, man. Like
Yep.
you
And
save
that's
the universe, pull it back. There's so much of this world that's post
yes.
Thanos that you have to rediscover. Like there's crime that's different now. There's day-to-day life is different now.
Mhm.
Like there's so much they could have explored on the
Oh.
ground level, you
Oh yeah,
know?
dude. And that's what we need. We need to like, to feel those things again. And I like that they're now that they're in this big, like broad place, they have a character like Deadpool who can poke fun at it and kind of like dip his fingers in all those pies. And it's gonna
Mhm.
be pretty funny. It's gonna be fun to watch him, explore and kind of hopefully tie a little bow on it, and while they're going into the next phase as they're heading that way. So I don't know, we're both super hyped, really. I can't freaking
Absolutely.
wait. And it's pretty soon, right? When's it come out?
July,
Yeah,
July
that's
26th.
dude, that's only a
Yeah.
few months. We're pretty close, so we're freaking ready. But anyway, Steven, that was all of our questions from the colony. If you have questions for us, make sure you go follow us on Twitter. You can follow us, X, Twitter, whatever it is, .com/, at We Have Issues Pod. You can also follow Steven at Stevie Wildcard and follow me at Anthony Lafusi. All the links are down below. Steven, before we get out of here, what are you doing this week?
Working on some more pages. I've been actually getting pretty quick at it, even with the little time I've had.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna try to like push it a little harder. I think I'm gonna
wish you're
try
real
like
good.
it is my birthday weekend though, so maybe I should just aim for one
Two
still.
pages.
Two
Two birthday.
pages.
One for your it's yeah. It's one page and then one for good luck for your birthday. No, just I'll draw the next page. Like, why does this one look so weird? It doesn't match at
Dude,
all.
you know what I've done that like completely changed everything is Lee had sent me some of Shiro's work, and dude, like Shiro uses blues or reds
Yeah.
when they rough, and like I don't know why I never thought of that. So like when I'm roughing, I use like red now,
Yeah.
and like for some reason it just translates so much easier in my brain when I opacity lower it,
Yeah.
and like dude, like it's allowed me to like really get actions and like expressions so much easier, because before
Really?
I was just using black and like doing a lot of scribbles and like you
Yeah.
normally would, but for some reason the red just like allows me to see the lines that matter, if that makes
That's
any sense.
so interesting. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's
uh,
really cool. It works. I mean, I like traditional art, like it was always like the non-photo blues for roughs,
Yes, it
and
makes sense. I I think
and
it's
it's
because
funny.
like you're detailing on top of it, and
Yeah.
as opposed to trying to figure, I don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting. But well, I guess yeah, and it does get a little muddled, especially if you have like sketch lines and you're trying to find things. Yeah, that's interesting. That's cool though. I'm glad you found something, and
Yeah.
sure, like I'm glad their work totally helped. It's always
Oh,
so cool
dude,
to like learn from other
their
art.
work is so excellent now too. Like the stuff
Oh,
I've
for
been
sure.
seeing from Lee, like it's so cool.
Oh heck yeah. This week Atlas is going with his mom for a couple days, so I'm going to have like extra time. So I'm going to try to just write like 6 pages of issues.
That's awesome.
I'm just gonna write 6 pages. If I get more, awesome. Because like I've been feeling pretty pumped up about this finale. Like once I like yesterday when I like sat down and I did all of the new outline, I was just like, I really want to write this. This is like it's coming together and it sounds cool. Like it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to work, and I think it'll really tie the book together in a fun way. So I'm excited to write it. So I think I might get through more than 6 pages, but we'll see. I'm only going to give myself, I'm going to say 6 just because that's a lot of pages anyway.
It's a lot, yeah.
But yeah, dude. So I'm going to do 6 pages, and then I mean, I'm going to go to your birthday. I'm going to go to your birthday party
on
which
Sunday.
Is, heck yeah. But yeah, that's what we're going to do this week. Let us know in the comments what you're going to do this week, or let us know what you think about the Deadpool trailer, or what you think about the werewolf.
Any sort of dialogue, we'll be there. We'll be there in those comments with you.
Yes, please talk to us below. If you have any questions for us that you want in the next episode, if you can't find us on Twitter, if you just don't feel like treading the waters of social media, just ask below and I'll write it down. We'll get to you next week, I promise. But otherwise, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Please make sure you share our show with everyone that you possibly can. Even if you feel like, oh, no one I know cares about this thing. They do. Or someone might see it 3 years in the future when like all the other social medias are dead and like, likes are currency and we're just treading the wasteland of X, with like our evil robot Elon Musk overlord. And people might see that one post and be like, I will check this out, and then they'll find us, and then maybe they'll give us enough like love that it'll inspire us to stop the robots and destroy them and save humanity, and then your one share will just save humanity and wipe out the robots. It's possible. Just hit the like button.
You never know.
It could happen. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for hanging out with us. Steven, what do you want to say to the people?
We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in every week and just being the best cult leaders could ever ask for. Not that we're leaders, we're a colony, but thank you.
100%. Thank you so much. I'm Anthony.
I'm Stevie Wildcard.
This has been We Have Issues. We'll see you next week.
Boom. Wait, maybe no chick. Chicka, chicka, boom, boom. I don't know where that came from.
That was like there's like punching something up, and then there's like, hey, I just thought of something legendary. Like, okay, like where did that come from?
No, dude, I looked over at my tweed, and I was like, and he like possessed me for a moment, I guess.
I think you're like, no, the gun was too much. Let's make this 100% sillier, but 1 billion times better. Like, what just happened? Anyway, chicka boom boom. Love you, dude. All right, I'm gonna go edit this thing. Have a good night. Love you, dude.